The latest tech from GoSun. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. With us from GoSun is founder and CEO Patrick Sherwin. Great to see you again, Patrick.
Always great to be here, Fred.
Well, here we are in 2024, and you're starting out right where you left off in 2023 with new products. First off, some that are really great for winter. For instance, a solar seat. Tell us about it.
Yeah, the GoSun innovation machine does not stop, rain or shine. We are always trying to find ways to solarize our consumer products and solarize the future. And over the past couple of years, we've jumped into personal comfort more and more. A little bit of air movement in the summer to keep us cool. And in the winter, rather than trying to heat an entire space, whether that's your home, or your van, your camper, we decide, it's best to just heat the body. What needs to get heated more than the individual, not everything around. It's going to be a lot more energy consumptive to heat the entire room. So we started off with a heated blanket and just kept iterating and improving from there. And our latest launch is it's sort of like a stadium seat that you might take to sit on those cold aluminum bleachers at the high school football game. And what's interesting is that the heater is only activated upon pressure. So when you sit on it, so you're not draining battery, while the product is in use, only when you absolutely need it. And you have full adjustment of that heat. And then you have an integrated battery, so you're going anywhere, with a solar panel to keep that battery charged. So it's a very all-in-one, all-encompassing GoSun product that hits the recreation and resilience piece.
So in the sun, is it charging while you're using it if you're seated in the sun?
Yeah, and it can actually keep up to, really, you don't need a whole lot of heat, of power to stay warm when it's directly touching your body. So in this case of the seat, I think the high setting is about 25 watts and the solar panel is 20 watts. So you can basically keep up. And when that thing is on high, you'd have to be in sub-zero temperatures to need that much heat. It heats you up super quickly. It's instantaneous and it's right where you need it. So I'm generally sitting on it on the lowest setting, which I believe is like 10 watts. And so the solar can basically keep it charged. And the convenience there is that you never have to take the battery out of the seat. If you're a restaurateur, you own a cafe, you can leave this out on your patio and the sun will keep it charged up. It's just sitting there and it's on. When the customer shows up and grabs their table, they sit down and they've got heat instantaneously.
Wow, that sounds like a great idea. And is the heat only from the bottom or is it the back and the bottom?
The back and the bottom. And again, like when it's I can't quite describe it. It's almost like when you see a salt crystal on a roadway, and a frozen roadway, and you see how it just spreads and spreads. It's like it's the front of your body down to your toes get warm when your core is so warm.
That's terrific. And what's the pricing on it, Patrick?
I believe it's running on our website for about $150 right now, and that includes the battery, the integrated battery, and free shipping. That's the GoSun solar seat.
And is the solar panel additional for it, or does that come with it?
It's included. It's integrated into every version, and it's a 20-watt panel that is essentially sewn onto a hinge. And when in transit and travel, you can kind of put the solar panel in between the two foam seat and go anywhere with it. And what's also interesting is we built the seat to have its own sort of aluminum stays. So you can sit directly on the ground and use it as a recliner. If you remember, I'm a big backpacker from the old days, the 80s and 90s. The Crazy Creek chair was an innovation that you would find at REI, 25 years ago. And I just love my Crazy Creek chair. You could use it, as a short little camping pad because it's, cover the core of your body. And then you clip the two sides and it turns into a perfect recliner seat when you're sitting around the fire.
Just terrific. And you mentioned your heated blanket. You've actually improved that, right?
Yeah, constant improvements at GoSun. We discovered that, as I mentioned earlier, really don't need as much power as we thought when the fabric is actually touching the person. And so we tuned our blanket down, and we included an integrated battery, and just a nicer material. Always constant improvement around here.
Just terrific. What else is hot towards the end of 23 and going into 24 here?
Oh, I tell you what, and I know this aligns with your audience and what you do. We'll plant the rumor now. This spoiler alert, but we're working on an electric vehicle solution to drive on sunshine. I've spent much of my life in that space. Former startup down in Asheville, North Carolina, was doing solar powered EV integration and charging stations. Now it's a reality. It's real, and we're gonna have a solution later this year that can basically fuel the average electric vehicle with all the miles it's needing, just from solar that falls on the roof and in the footprint of the vehicle essentially. So more on that to come. The realm of the USB-C is really something that's dynamic and interesting to me and growing. And so we're, just like with our blanket and our seat, our heated and comfort appliances, as well as all of our cooking and cooling and water purification appliances, we're trying to move everything into a USB-C ecosystem. So that will be really helpful. So you're charging from the sun with USB-C, your battery, a power bank is accepting that via USB-C, and then that same port or another port on that battery has an output on up to about 100 watts, the USB-C PD. And we're even looking at what's next in that protocol, which I know a lot of big companies are, where you can go up to 50 volts and, 250 watts. And so it's, it just, the sky is not the limit with technology these days.
That's really cool. So are you talking about a new kind of EV electric vehicle, or are you talking about being able to use the technology to charge existing EVs that are out
Yeah,
there?
existing EVs. No, we're not going to make our own vehicle. We're just going to, basically help. If EV owners will not have to go to public charging infrastructure, or even, in many cases, if they don't have a charger at home, they'll be able to rely on the rooftop solar system.
Up until now, everything I've seen has meant, maybe you're going to get 40 miles leaving it out all day. You think you can do better than that, or?
Well, it turns out that that's more than enough. The average electric vehicle the range is much shorter than internal combustion. Where an average internal combustion sedan might drive 12, 13,000 miles. EVs, it's more like 6 or 7,000 miles per year, and so that equates to about somewhere between 15 and 20 miles driven each day on average, and that's our target. So it's not a huge number. This maybe isn't going to be your Australian outback range extension, drive infinitely because you've got solar on the roof. But if you don't have to deal with public infrastructure, and you don't have easy ways to charge at home, we know that the supercharging network is really it's hard on the battery. It definitely it just decreases lifespan dramatically. And so it's kind of slow and low charging is what's preferred. And sunshine every day, just about anywhere in the country, you're going to get in that some teen miles every single day.
All from the sun. How terrific is that?
Exactly.
And I know you've had RVs and boats and everything else on the market now. Are you still going down that path?
Oh yeah, yeah. We everything under the sun. We started out as kind of an appliance manufacturer, and then we realized that with these ultra efficient appliances that run on sun, they're very applicable to the camping RV world. And then we're so interested in the electrification of our roadways, and we look at the boats and we say the marine industry is just ripe for electric innovation. We're seeing that come out more and more. But we were lucky enough to be one of the first to make, basically the world's most efficient boat. So last year, about a year ago, we revealed the GoSun LCAT, which is literally an inflatable solar powered catamaran that's a couple 100 pounds that seats 16 people, or sorry, 6 people, 15 feet long, 8 feet wide, and you can roll it up and put it back of the SUV. All electric, all solar powered if needed. And like I went out on a camping trip back in August where the boat was 100% solar powered. The appliances inside the boat were 100% solar, and we spent 4 nights out on the water with all of our food being cooked with the sun, all of our water being purified out of the lake, all of our beers being refrigerated in a GoSun cooler. And so it was really empowering to realize that you could spend an entire 4-day weekend without a drop of propane or gas.
Just terrific. So for more info, the best place to go is where?
GoSun.co is the website, and we pretty much put all of our product launches and innovations up there. We have an open box sale starting on next Tuesday, and it's always something interesting, trying to provide as much access to solar living as possible.
Well, always exciting to talk to you, and congratulations on all these innovations. A lot more to come, it sounds like. Thanks for spending time with us.
Yeah, likewise, Fred. It's always a pleasure to be here.